Hey guys, good afternoon, everybody. Today is Friday, April 4th. It is about to be 3 o'clock right now. I have this scheduled mentoring session one-on-one with Tarek, so not going to answer any questions, but if you guys want to sit in, feel free. I'm just going to finish setting this up, and then I'm going to get him the link, and then we are going to be good to go. All right. Hey, what's up, Tarek?
Hey, what's up, bro? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, bro. What's going on?
How are you, man?
You good, man? You?
Good. How was your trip?
It was cool, bro. Weather was good. It was it was enough, I feel like. I feel like Cabo, it's like you kind of if you go there enough, you it feels like the same thing every time. We go like pretty often, so I think we were there for 3 or 4 days. So it was just enough. It was like enough to like have fun, enjoy, and then ready to come back home.
Yeah, it's not a long time. You went pretty quick and came back. I
Yeah.
took uh I took two of the trades. Um, I took one yesterday and this morning. I think the one from this morning that you took a few. The last one you took was pretty nice. I wasn't here anymore. I got off a little early.
Yeah.
Um,
I saw you come back
I
in, so I was hoping you caught on that position that we all got into. Because I saw your
no,
name and I was like, damn, I was like,
yeah,
Art was on there and it came in.
I was on my way to work at that point. I had left a little early because you were saying ATR is pretty high. Like it's pretty crazy to trade today, which I agreed with you. But eventually ATR came down, right? Which means like each candle on the 1 minute is ATR usually we want between 40 and 50, right? Like 40,
Exactly.
50.
Yeah, or even lower. Like usually like, the ATR on a normal day was like 25 to like 35. And then on a little elevated day, like, 35, 40, maybe 50. But like, yeah, today was nuts, bro. It was like, I think even after we got off the live session, it went up to 100, which I was like, fuck, that's not even COVID movement, bro. Like COVID movement, it was moving, but like not where it's consistently super, super high. So
Yeah.
it was
You
nuts.
you took a that the trade you took was juicy. It was actually a great setup. It closed perfectly like how like you would want to, I think, trade this strategy. Um, I had a few questions for you. So for the most part, everything like is pretty easy for me to understand. I just want to ask you a few questions.
Mhm.
So ATR ATR basically just means how wide each candle is basically in the last 24 candles or something. Is it 24 candles?
You can change the settings. So on average, yeah, it's going to show you what the average size of the candle should be. The default settings is 14. Sometimes I change it to 7 just so I can see, like, if the market's really slow, I'll change it to 7 so that I can kind of see, like, where is it moving at that very time. But if the market's moving very volatile, I have it set to 14 so that I can see, what's been happening for like the past 14 minutes or so. Because usually, like, the 14 minutes is like a good scale, I guess, to like kind of see where the market's going or where it's been going. Um,
Yeah.
and then you can kind of adjust that. I mean, it just depends on like what you're looking for. Like For us, we're looking to get into these positions pretty quickly. So we would just want to know what the volatility is at that specific time. Like we don't care what the volatility was like an hour ago, right? Because you can set it to 60 candles if you want, but it's kind of pointless because like we want to know what's happening right then and there so that we know if there's enough volatility for us to hit our position.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. And usually it's like the ATR, let's just say you're taking a trade and the ATR is like 50, you want to have a 50 tick stop loss
Around there,
and a
yeah.
50 tick target.
Exactly. So in a situation like that, your stop loss isn't too tight, but then it's like wide enough. So like you'll hit your position within the first two candles, right? Because that, like you said, that's like a juicy trade because you want it to hit right away within like a few seconds, if not a few minutes. Because if you have your TP stop loss too wide, it'll probably hit, but it's going to take, maybe a couple more candles in what you're used to. But since we're just trying to get in and out, just, hit and run, since our ATR is set to whatever, or our TP stop loss is set to whatever the average is, it's usually going to hit after like one or two candles.
Okay. Okay, got you. Can I share my screen with you really quick?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead. I think you're a co-host, so you can share on there.
Let me go to the screen, share, place current share. We can share my first screen. Let me know when you can see it.
Yep, we're good.
You see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, cool. So I know what these red and green green lines are. That's just momentum. But I just want
Mhm.
to ask you, where did you come up, like you using this indicator? Is this like, so for this candle here, does that mean that this specific candle, there was a lot of sell volume in this specific candle?
No, no. So the way that the indicator works is that it like the candles prior. So see like right before that red sell signal, you can see how the price started to kind of turn a little bit, right? Like it was pushing up and then
Right here.
yeah, it kind of flatlined. And then like so that there's a big red candle right to your left, like where there's a big wick. So that's probably where the initiation started for price to start coming down. So I think that's like where like my code uses like it uses a bunch of different parameters basically. So it kind of uses parameters from like relative strength index, and then it also use parameters from volume, and then also from basically the code factors in momentum, but it uses these different parameters to kind of put together that algorithm so you know which direction momentum is going. Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you can kind of see
Yes,
right
I
there.
do.
You can see right there, like so see where price is pushing up, and then there's a strong red candle right after it.
Yes,
So I can tell already, or no, not that one, like to the left of it. See, like zoom in a little more.
right here.
Yeah, so that candle right there, I can see that the momentum signal was probably you probably saw there was a pending one on that specific candle because
Oh,
you
I see what you're saying. It was like coming in and out, coming in and out.
exactly, yeah. So price is pushing up, and then you can see how the momentum starts to shift on that candle because there's like a huge red candle and it pushes down. But I think the power wasn't strong enough for the momentum to actually close. And you can see how it kind of starts to go sideways right there. And then when it pushes up to that the next red candle that you pointed out, where it started to kind of come down a little stronger, yeah, to the left of it. Like see how price kind of pushes back up a little bit and then it starts to come down right there. So see how it starts to come down? I'm pretty sure like if you
Yeah.
were watching this real time, there's probably a penny. It started to flicker again. It was like, okay, the momentum's starting to shift down. And then it finally shifted down and confirmed on that momentum signal right there.
Okay, cool. Perfect. That's good to know.
Yeah,
That
so
clarifies it for me.
yeah, so if you ever look at the momentum signals, look at like the previous five candles before it, and you can kind of see how the momentum starts to shift and then the signal actually comes up. See, like right there, it kind of flatlines and then starts pushing up. And I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
like
yeah. Usually it like confirms a new trend. It's like
exactly.
it shifts into like a new trend. It's like gives you confirmation. It's like the break of the market structure. It's like the market, it's like setting up maybe like a reversal market structure, possibly, right?
Exactly, yeah. So if you line that up, like say for example, you line that up with a rejection on some other confluence, like the market profile, volume profile, support resistance, supply demand, whatever you want to use as like your confluence, you can kind of predict when the momentum is going to start to shift because you could already have an idea that the momentum's coming up. But if you have some other confluence where you see a bounce happening, that gives you even bit more, confidence in the direction of the movement.
Got you. Let me show you the one I took this morning. You weren't in that one, but let me show you. You called it out, but I also didn't like the way it's set up, but I took it anyway just to get a little active, but I should have just not taken it. But let me show you the one I took. I believe it was right here.
You take
So
it, was it a buy or a sell?
it was the buy. So uh right, you see this here,
Oh,
momentum shift,
yeah.
and then we came back, we retested. Okay, so my question for you is this. So you see this retest, right? Of this
Mhm.
momentum retest. Now I got in when this was given, you were just saying, it's not an area you would trade, but whoever wants to take it can take it, right? I got stopped out. It would have been a winning trade, but I messed up my ATR. I went in
Oh,
with the wrong I went in with the wrong ATR.
oh, because the volume was so high
So
during that, right? It was like crazy
it
high.
was super high. Yeah, I forgot to change it to 60-60 or 50-50. It was pretty high at that time.
Yeah,
Um
yeah.
and
If
then
you were at 30, I think it would have stopped. It probably just stopped you out immediately, huh?
yeah, yeah, for sure. If yeah, yeah, which is fine because I can see what you're doing. Like I can see how
That
if you
makes
just
sense. Yeah.
yeah, if you just follow the exact directions, I'm starting to like really honestly understand it like easily and know what to trade and what not to trade. Um, that was the one I took. And then I think there was one yesterday that we took. I think that was it could have been I think the one where like something happened with your account, but doesn't really matter. I just want to for me, I'm speaking with you so I can clarify a few things. I wanted to ask you another question. K2 sessions highs and lows. Those
Mhm.
are the session highs and lows for that session, right?
For the previous session. So those are the ones from the session before. So
So right now, if I go to live, this is the session high for this morning. Is this what this is right here, the red line?
that's for London. Yeah, so London, you'll see that it shifts. It shifts in the middle of the session of New York because London overlaps with New York session. So if you're trading like between 6:30 and like let me see what time it changes.
New York is 6:30, right?
Yeah, 6 the red line's for London.
So,
So
oh,
yeah,
London.
yeah,
That's
yeah, 'cause-
that's last night. That's
yeah, yeah,
that's
exactly.
last night basically.
Yeah, yeah, it's last night's London high or London low. The green one is going to be for New York. So that's going to mark
How
up.
come I don't see the green one?
Let me see where it is on my chart. So the New York is, so I see over here. It's the New York high from the previous day because the market closed, so it doesn't factor in today's high low. That was the high low from yesterday. Because what it does is it marks up the session high lows from the previous day. So if you go back a little bit, so if you go to your left, you'll see it shows up like
Let's go to yesterday really quick.
okay, 'cause it's gonna mark up the high lows from the previous day. Oh, there you go. So you see the green right there?
Yeah, this green.
Yeah. So that green, that's gonna be the New York high low from the previous day. So those lines are marked up from the previous day high lows. Because typically what happens if the market's like in proper movement and it has a profile for price to go back and forth, usually it goes back and it retests those areas.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's not going to show the high lows from today, but it's going to show the high lows from Thursday.
Okay, and what's so it's the green ones, the green lines?
Yeah, the green ones are going to be for New York. Green is New York, purple is Asia, and then red is London.
Okay, got it. Okay, good to know. And then what's purple? You said purple is
Purple is for eight sessions, so it's going to be between basically when the new day turns over. So we're about like 2 o'clock to later in the evening.
okay, cool. So Let me do this really quick. Let me pull up my.
If you want to turn off that background, because I think you have the session background on. I think you can turn it off too if or I don't know if that's like different tool.
This
Like you see how your charts kind of is it kind
this.
of shows the oh no no yeah, so you go to your sessions indicator, go to your settings for the tool. I don't know if you did that on purpose. So yeah, go to the
Here.
settings. Yeah, go right there, settings, and go to input, and you can uncheck the background. So if you want to leave it on, you can.
Oh,
If you want
it
to,
shows you. It shows you which is for what. When I click it, it shows me the red is for London, purple's for Asia, green's for New York.
yeah, yeah. So see how
Cool.
the background is like shaded in. If you turn off the background, it'll just go back to white. So I don't know if you liked it that way. You can leave it that way if you want, but if you turn it off, it'll just go back to normal, like just plain color.
I just turned it off. Yeah, that's better that way. That's fine. Do you know how to get rid of this? I
Yeah.
can't see the ATR or how I can move the ATR.
Oh yeah. So
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Sorry. Hey, how are you?
I gotta hit the road and get going.
Yeah, you got to hit the road and get going.
Yeah, did you want to tell me the money you pay for this?
Yes, I'm sending it to you right now.
Okay,
Send me your Zelle, please.
just my phone number.
Okay, thanks.
Sure, that'll do it.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Goodbye. Sorry, bro. I'm having a housewarming party, so I have the bar guy calling me really quick, just asking me some questions on what alcohol to get and stuff. So, I'm just getting ready.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I try to squeeze you in as soon as I could. So I know you're gonna be busy tonight.
no, no, you're good. You're good. Okay. So this I could see. Do you know how to get rid of the AT or the
Oh yeah, yeah.
this
So
plus and minus?
let's kind of clean up. So let's go to the bottom. See on the bottom where it says I think you have an extra bar down there where it says sessions down below. Let's click on the trash. Let's just close that lower one. Go to yeah right there, the
This one.
trash. Very good. And then click the reset chart button on the on yeah, there you go. It's weird that it stays on there. Move your crosshair to like the middle of the screen and then just like click. Yeah, it's weird that you
About there.
have hmm. Let me see if there's anything on there that's yeah, it's weird that you have the like usually on mine it disappears like if I'm not on the bottom. Here we can move your
It doesn't even show.
yeah, it doesn't even show on mine. Like mine is just it's just plain. It doesn't have those the little buttons on the bottom. So let's go to your settings and let's go to the trailing stop. We can move it to a different side so you can actually see it. Yeah, go to the settings for the trailing stop. And then on the bottom, where it says ATR location, it says
ATR location.
there, you can put it wherever you want. So if you want it to the right, or if you want it to
Yeah,
on the
that's fine. I like this more.
yeah.
This
Yeah, I
is
don't
good.
weird that your thing stays on there because I've never seen that before where it sticks on the screen.
It's all good.
You know what?
We
Let's
got it.
you know right there the notepad. Let's close the notepad with your watch list. So I think you just need a bigger screen. Yeah. So go over there to the and then let's go to the bottom where it says like above where it says profit. Like just to close your little drop down below.
Where?
Below PH. It's like a little line. It's the right. There you go. Click on that. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I've never seen it like that where it's kind of where it stays on your chart for some reason.
It's okay. It's
Yeah.
fine. As long as I can see it, it's fine.
Okay. Perfect.
Um, and then I wanted to ask you in regards to this. Okay. Um, value lows, value highs, point of control. Point of control, basically what I've noticed is basically where there's just like where price hangs around the most. It's where there's
Exactly.
most consolidation, where liquidity sits.
Exactly. Yeah. It's where the most volume is where the most volume is traded. So like the point of control is basically where like most of the trading happens and where price tends to sit and stay like you mentioned. That's basically what point of control means. It's just like where all the liquidity is sitting. Like basically, if price pushes away from it, it'll tend to come back to that area, and then it'll always update, as the candles close.
Okay. And then value low and value high, is that because like when I look at these, right? When I see you switch back and forth between 30 minutes, hour, 4 hour.
Mhm.
Typically, what I've noticed is, I mean, it's pretty much like support and resistance, right?
Exactly. Yeah, the value lows is supposed to be considered a discounted price. So like if price or yeah, it basically means that price it's like cheap. That's where price is cheap, or the asset is cheap, and then if it's value high, it's where price is high. So it kind of acts like a support and resistance at those points. It doesn't always work that way, but
Okay.
usually that's where the majority of people will consider the ranges basically. It works good in a market that's moving back and forth, but like for the past 2 days, market's just been dumping, so it's not going to be as accurate as it normally is.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Um, do you look at, am I missing anything else on the TPO?
No,
Like,
not
is
really.
this,
Yeah, because
you
all I
just look at, you just go 1 hour, 30 minutes, right? Am I missing any other, like, anything else on here?
so the only other thing that I put on there is the K2 reversal indicator. You can put that on there also if you like. I don't really use it for anything specific, but I just like to see where like the reversals may happen from. So like usually if I see price like at a value low and I see a reversal signal or I see some sort of rejection, it's going to give me like confidence that okay, price is probably going to bounce off that area and then push up higher or push lower.
Got you. Okay. Good to know. And then let me go back to the screen. Okay. What's the trade called? Your main trading strategy? What is it called?
It's the momentum pullback scalp V2. It's short,
V2.
short. Yeah, so MPS V2 for short, but the long version is called momentum pullback scalp version 2. So it's going to be under, I think, module 5 in strategies.
Okay. Do you use another one that's called V something? Because I've noticed there's a few times where like you talked about like it's like similar strategy. Do you use like a similar
Oh,
strategy as
yeah.
well?
Yeah, so we call that A plus plus. Basically, it's like they act like as a chain of entries. So like basically, so let's turn on your reversals indicator.
Oh, just go under indicators and atom.
Yeah, go to Kodi Kai reversals. There you go. So the way that this strategy works is, let me see if I can find an example here. Let's see. Well, let's go back to like earlier in the day when the volatility was a little higher.
You only trade the first one you showed me mostly, right?
Yeah, yeah. So that's one that I trade, but the basically the what we call A plus plus setups, they're MPS V2s, but they go in a chain basically. So like these symbols here where it says V1 or E, the V1 stands for a V1 variation. It's basically a double body or double wick rejection. It's a reversal pattern. And then the E stands for engulfing. So like if the candle is engulfing the prior candle, that's like another reversal pattern too. It's just basic price action patterns. So looking at this is perfect right here. So let's scroll in a little bit, zoom in a little closer. The way that this strategy works is you're basically looking for three setups to follow up on each other, right? So like basically see we have a MPS V2 that's right there on that sell signal. Yes,
Yep.
see how that comes down right there? That's an MPS V2, right? So
Uh-huh.
that's an MPS V2 plus it has an engulfing on top. So you basically have two confluence. That's like basically two strategies in one. You have a reversal pattern plus you have a continuation because that E candle is showing you that the sellers are in control because you can see how the volatility kind of pushes up a little bit, or pushes up for retracement on the green one, and then it eats
Yeah.
it up on the following one, which shows you that the sellers are just like they're in control, like they can't be stopped. So that shows you that there's a reversal slash continuation. And then for that A plus plus setup, see the next E right there, the one that's right after it, that would be an A plus plus
Yep.
setup. It's basically confirming that price is continuing that direction. Because usually when you have a but like if you look at that whole downwards push, there's like multiple legs in there, right? You can see price push down, it retraces up a little bit, and then it comes back down further. Like it tries to push up with that green candle, and then that E next to it, it pushes down further. And then see how it pushes down again even lower, and there's another green candle that pushes up a little bit, and then there's an E and a V1 right there. So that's basically
Yeah.
the third leg. So like it pushes up a little bit, you have that continuation to the downside, and then the E and the V1 candles are confirming that the sellers are too strong right now. So price just keeps pushing down always to that lower end. So the A plus plus setup is basically like a 3-leg confirmation of like
Okay.
push down, retracement, push down, retracement. And you can see there it pushed down pretty far. There was like maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like about 4 or 5 legs right there until price started to turn the other way.
Okay. Got you. Cool.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. So for that one, it's just it's a continuation pattern. It's basically like, say for example, if you missed the NPSB2, right? Like say you just weren't paying attention and you missed it, but you're like, oh, this is a strong push to the downside, and I want to get in like another confirmation. Basically those E or V1 candles will give you an opportunity to get in later if you missed the initial entry.
Okay. Cool. Good to know. I'm probably gonna stick for now with the original one because you see it happen often. Like there's at least usually like there's a few trades that set up throughout the session usually when we're trading.
Oh, there's a whole bunch. Yeah.
So
Like, during the live session time, bro, there's like at least like, 5 or 6 entries that come up. And then if you trade even later in the session, like there's a guy who just trades all day in the group. Like he sees like, I think he's been documenting all the entries. He sees like at least 20, 30 entries come up throughout the whole
does
session.
he trade? That's crazy. Does he trade a little after hours too?
Yeah, well, he did initially, but then he got to that point where he started getting greedy. So he just like documents them. Like he'll switch once we're done with the live session, he'll switch to his demo account and he'll just play around with it and take the entries. But like he'll document them.
And is he doing well?
He's doing all right. I mean, like, cause like I said, he got greedy, so like he would make money and then he'd lose it, right? Like he's not consistent enough to
Like you say he's profitable fully. Yeah.
exactly, yeah. Because like what happens is he'll document them. Sometimes he'll take them with his demo. Sometimes he'll take them with his real account. It's like if he just took them all with his real account, he would have been good. He would have been good, right? Because he would have lost some, he would have made some, and they would balance out in profit. Because he's been documenting for the past, I think, for the past month now, and like every day, there's at least like a 70% win rate. So like if he took every single trade, he would be up like a shitload. But he doesn't take every single trade. He'll take some on his demo, take some on his actual account, and then it never really balances out.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I have a question for you. I noticed sometimes, um, like for example, I'm trying to find a trade where like I can show you an example. Let me go to the morning session really quick. Sometimes with the strategy that you took today, or the one it's called, I'm just gonna call it V2, the V2 strategy that we do for now, you can get a retracement, but the retracement doesn't have to happen right after the momentum candle. It could happen, you can get a momentum candle to the upside, and then you can have 3 green candles after that, and then you'll have a red candle, and then that red candle gets engulfed. Does it have to come down and retest? Does the red candle, would it need to come down and retest the uh the momentum candle?
Yes, so it wouldn't have to retest. It would just have to be above it, right? Or you're thinking
Because
about a buy.
it has to retest like and then close above it, like it doesn't have to touch it.
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't have to touch it, but if that happens, it's usually going to be a better entry. Because like if you ever see a big candle, like I'm pretty sure you've seen it before, where like the candle's huge, right? You see a momentum and that shit's big. It's like it's too big of a candle, and then it retraces a little bit. I think we have one of the entries today that showed up. It was like it was a good example of it, where like the momentum was so big, and then price kind of retraced up a little bit, like you said, it kind of retested the momentum, and then eventually just continued in that direction.
Got you.
Let's see if I can find.
Okay.
Uh, okay, so
But
like let's go over here to the 740. If you can pull up the 740 candle, I think that was an example for it right there. 740 from this morning.
Let me go back to my screen. 7:40 this morning.
Yeah, this morning. This is an example of it, kind of similar to what you were asking. Okay, so let's zoom in a little more. Like, see how that candle's kind
That's
of
a nice trade. That's a nice trade.
yeah. So that's exactly like kind of what you mentioned. See how price it broke below because the candle was huge and then it retraced up, like you said. And here it's kind of like a break and retest of the momentum, right? Because it kind of filled the momentum and then it came right back down, and that's where I took my entry for my sell.
Right here.
Yeah, because that's a good example because it shows you that price attempted to basically reverse, but it was like, nah, it came up to the momentum and then it came right back down for continuation. So that's like an example of like it breaking and retesting the momentum, but then continuing down lower.
Okay, got it. For this one here, this is right before it closed. This is actually a pretty nice trade
Oh,
too.
same one, yeah. So same setup again, like what we just mentioned, but now for a buy. So like it
But
did the same.
you wouldn't enter here, you would only enter here after this.
Exactly. Yeah, because you'd confirm that price is continuing in that direction. It faked out basically like you had the buy signal, then price retraced out to the bottom right there, and then it flipped right back up. And then see how you have that E right below it, the engulfing? That was like another confirmation that like, okay, this is going to confirm that price is going to continue in that direction because you already had
Oh,
momentum.
right here.
Yeah, because it pulled back and then it ate that candle, basically engulfed it. And it was like, all right, if the next candle pushes further, it's probably going to keep continuing in that direction. And that's exactly what happened.
Okay, I got you. Assuming this is during our session, this is during our trading hours. I'm just looking at like different kind of plays, kind of going over them with you. Right, right here on this one, this is also a valid trade. However, I agree with you on this. It's not something I would take as well because the candle's too big.
That candle's huge. Yeah, the candle is way too big. I think that was right when Powell started speaking at
Okay.
8:25.
This was a trade right here, right?
Yeah, that one was good
I
right there.
don't think I don't think you took that one.
Yeah, I didn't
I
take
think
that.
somebody did
Yeah, we marked that up. I think the volatility was just a little too high around that time, but we did
around.
mark it up, but I didn't take it.
Okay, got you. Okay, so here's what I noticed. So the one I took today that was right here, right? Um, assuming this was just regular ATR and we took it in the same way, what I noticed is we want to close, we want to see a retracement, and we want to close above this right here,
Exactly.
right? Now, I would like it. Don't we want it to come down a little further, close below, and then go back up and close above? Wouldn't that be a nicer setup, a better setup?
Exactly, yeah. Like similar to the previous examples that we just looked at. Well, so there's two ones that I would prefer to see. Either it retraces back below to the momentum, like we just talked about, or it doesn't retrace at all. Like say for example, see that red candle before it, the smaller one?
This one?
Like say for example, that retraced right there, but then the next candle was like a green candle. So I don't really like it when it comes right to momentum, but I like when it comes all like past it, or if it doesn't come to it at all and it just keeps pushing up higher.
Oh, I see. I see.
You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yes, I do get like you like it to either be red and then continuation, and then you just get in on the continuation candle, right? You get in on the next green candle.
Exactly. Yeah, because you can see that entry that you took, price started consolidating. It would not consolidating, but it started ranging that kind of hard. So like whenever it pulls back to the momentum like that, it kind of screws with the direction of price because like it didn't pull back far enough, but it also didn't push far enough to continue. It's more so kind of just stuck there in the middle.
Yeah, or something like this would have been nicer.
Yeah, exactly. A
And we
little
closed
farther.
here.
Yeah, a little farther pullback where it would like kind of pull back below the momentum and then swing back up like the other ones.
Okay, got it. Um, you look at the 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour. Let's see what else I want to ask you. I'm trying to think of what other questions I have. Okay, so question. We have, I'm gonna just check this really quick. This is session high lows. We're gonna go to settings. This is going to be London session highs right here. Or is this
Yeah.
the
Uh,
lows?
well, let me see if we have labels on there. Um, I don't know, the labels aren't showing on mine. If you could you zoom out real quick? Let me see if the labels show up on yours. Because
I think it might be the lowest because we've been going down pretty aggressively.
oh yeah, yeah, then yeah, you're right. Because the highs right there, it's above it.
This is orange though, right? Oh, this is the same one. That's the
Same one.
high.
Yeah, that'd be
That's
the
the
high.
low.
That'd be the low.
Okay. So if I see price close to here, this is what goes through my mind, and this is what you say. This is lifetime. We're trading. It's close to London lows, which could be now used as resistance since we're trading under it, right? Um,
Exactly.
so it's a red area, red flag area. We're not trading here.
Mhm.
But if you get like a sell signal here and we're trading above it and we're at resistance, let's just say like this right here. Let's just say we got a setup right here. Let's just say this was, you see this? Let's say
Yeah.
we got a green candle and then we got a red one after that. Wouldn't you use the fact that we're testing the London lows as resistance as a confluence even more to maybe sell on this area, or would you not?
Exactly. Yeah. No, I would. So I look for
You
any
wouldn't,
type
you
of,
said?
yeah, I would use any type of bounce rejection. Like you know how I use the market profile and I look for those bounces. I would use the same thing for the sessions. I wouldn't trade at the area, but if I see a rejection off the sessions, I'm going to use it as a confluence. Like, okay, price is it's basically a break and retest of this area, or like a double top or a triple top or whatever. And I'll use that as a confluence. I'm not going to use that as entry because I'm not going to enter on the bounce, but I'll use that
Correct.
bounce as a confluence that, okay, price is likely to keep dropping. Or if it's a break and retest to the upside, I'll use that as a bounce, like, okay, a buy might look good here, vice versa.
Yeah, if we got a buy, you would want to see maybe, which I also agree, you would maybe want to see something like you want to see it trade above it, like a head and shoulder pattern that would form here. And then maybe we get something like this. And then maybe like you would maybe look for buys like here on the way up if we're getting
Exactly.
like
Yeah, yeah, like a continuation back to the upside because it's basically it's setting legs up. So like how you have there, you have like the first leg, second leg, and on that third leg to the push to the upside. That's where I'd be looking to make my entry.
okay, got it.
I'm basically looking for the same pattern, like you know the same pattern that the MPS V2 makes. I'm looking for that same pattern, but I'm looking for like confluences beforehand to kind of give me confidence in that direction of price.
Okay, cool, cool. And then I do want to ask you, uh I'm not sure where it happened, but if you see, like for example, I'm trying to find a good one. Let's see. If you get a bullish momentum and say say price goes away, comes back like this one, right?
Mhm.
Say it touches it and then it retests it and then it closes above this. This is a bad example I'm giving you, but if there's already a selling momentum confirmed in between the buy, you always want to do whatever the last momentum signal you're getting.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm only like if another momentum comes up, I don't really care what happened before that. I'm just looking at the most recent one because the thing is like you're kind of trying to you're trying to identify what the direction is at that very specific time, not necessarily like oh this is just a retracement and a continuation back up above, right? Because I would look at the next one like that example that you said. So you know you had a buy signal, then you had a sell signal but then you have a buy signal after it. So it just basically resets the leg. Because you see how like these momentum signals, sometimes there's like they're kind of bunched up, right? Like you have one right there, and then you have one like five candles later and five candles later. Like you don't really want to trade in those types of markets. You want to trade where the legs are big. Like see how that red one on the left side, see how that leg's kind of big? There's like a lot of opportunity, a little right there. So see that leg right there where there's a big gap between the red signal and the
Yeah,
green those are the types of moves that you want to make your moves in. And then again, see, look onto your right side. So those in the middle are kind of like trash, right? Those are trash momentum because price keeps going back and forth. But if you look over a little farther to the right, the green buy signal, not that one, but the one next to it on the right there. So in that area right there is where you want to be trading as well. Because see how the legs kind of go up for a little bit? Like there's like a gap between the shifting
yeah, you
moment.
want to avoid these consolidation areas.
Exactly, yeah. And those are the times where you have to understand when not to trade, right? Because you won't know. Like right now, it's easy to see because it's already happened. But in real time, you kind of have to identify like, okay, this market is going sideways and you're trading a directional strategy. So you need it to be moving directional, not sideways.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because
Okay.
see on the right next to it as well, like on that red signal. Then again, it's like another good leg. So you have like good legs kind of mixed in with like the shitty legs in between.
You're talking about like this leg right here?
Yeah, like that one's too
Oh,
small.
oh, or this one.
So those are all too small. I think all four of those right there in the middle are too small, but the one next to it right there is a good one. So like see how like there was a good red leg or a good
Uh-huh.
red trend to the downside, and then a decent green trend to the upside, and then the one to the right of it is like another good sell momentum.
Got you.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
and this is like really where the skill comes in, right? Because it's easy, like like you said, the strategy is easy. You can like find these entries come up, but it's really understanding which ones to take and which ones to avoid.
Right. Knowing which ones to take and which ones to avoid. And it all depends on like where you are on the what time frame do you look at on this? You look at 4 hour
I usually
daily?
use I usually use the 30 minute and the 1 hour because
Okay.
since we only trade for like an hour in the morning, like everything above it, or anything past the hour is kind of irrelevant, right? Because it's gonna be like if you're looking at the 4 hour time frame, it's not really gonna matter too much because the candle's not gonna close. Like you're gonna be in a 4 hour candle between like your whole live session time period.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So basically I
Yeah.
do minute, 30 minute, and 1 hour. That's why sometimes on a live session I'll say something like, "Oh, I'm probably gonna wait until like 7 o'clock because that's when the next 30 minute candle closes, and the market profile will adjust for me."
Okay. Got you. Um, I believe I believe those are the questions I have for you. Okay, so I'm not too worried about this, or let me go back to this. I'm not too worried about this. We'll make it back. I have a question for you in regards to uh how much profit or how many trades do they want to see me win in order
Uh,
to
to make a payout.
basically. Yeah. I'm just kind of trying to see how this all works.
Yeah, so I think you need to have like 5 days where you make more than 250 in profit, and that's about it.
5 days where you make more than 250, and it has to be it doesn't have to be back to back days. It can be
No,
like
no,
it could.
it could be spread out. Like you could be trading for like a whole month, and if you, as long as you have like 5 days where you make profit, that's good for them. And you just need to have consistency. So like the consistency shouldn't be a big problem for you because we're kind of using, you're making around the same profit. Like if you want to make consistent profits, that's what they want to see. They don't really care how many trades you take, but they want you to have consistent profits. Like they don't want you to have like one day where you're making like $100, and then you have another day where you're making $1,000, and then another day where you're making 10,000, right? Because then that kind of gives it shows that you're kind of gambling in a sense. So they
I
want
see.
they want you to have consistency. I think their consistency rule is about like you got to have about like 30 to 20% consistency. So you can have those big gaps. Like you can like say for example you
You got
made
to have a strategy. They got to see that you're following something specific and you have a plan.
exactly. They want to see that you have a plan. Otherwise, that because there's a lot of people who would just gamble, right? Like how you said before, like you would trade gold and you would just get lucky, but you didn't know what you were actually doing. Like
Yeah.
they don't want to see something like that. They want to see that like, okay, every day this guy's making like he's either making like 1,000 or he's losing 1,000, right? Because he has some sort of plan there. His win ratio, he just needs to have above a 50% win ratio to be profitable. So if they see that, they're like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. We can trust him. He can at some point he can trade live funds. Because eventually they're gonna move you to a live funds account. Like if you're consistent. Like for most of these prop firms, I'm in a live funds account. Like right now you're in a straight to funded, right? So it's considered sim funded. Like you're trading a funded account, but it's on demo, and they still pay you off that. But
Yeah.
once you get more consistent, they'll put you on like a live funded account, like real money.
I
So
got you.
and that's like the end goal. Like you want to be on their good side to that point because once you get to that live funded type account, then there's like no more rules. Like you don't have to have like five $250 days because they already know you're good. So they're like, okay, he can take money out whenever he wants, or he
I
can.
think I think for me it's more. I think you think I have the small account. I have a 150K account. I got the 150K demo account.
Yeah. No, it's still 250. I
Still
know.
250?
Yeah, it's still 250. I thought that initially too, but it's still 250. I think it's even smaller with the smaller accounts. Because the thing is, your max risk is I think 6,000, right? So
Yeah,
you know,
6K.
yeah. So they don't care for you to be making like crazy profits. What they really want to see is consistency. Because like for example, if you were to invest in someone that was trading your money, you would want them to be consistent, right? You don't want them to be doing some YOLO trades. You want them to just be consistent month over month so you can have an idea of like what they're making or
Of
what
course.
they're making or what they're losing. So you're not going to blow the account overnight. You're going to be having consistent profits or steady losses in a sense.
Of course. I got you. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of honestly, man, this is pretty much it. The only questions I had is just like just when you speak about your confluences, I already know like I've looked at these charts for I've been looking at charts for so long that like I can read candlesticks, I can read price, like I know what a break and retest is, I know like what liquidity is, I know where liquidity sits. So I'm pretty familiar with like all these things. I'm just trying to put together the confluences that you use and for me to like fully know when I'm trading live, okay, this is what this means. This is what this means. This is what this means. So I can just kind of on my own like think the same way that like you kind of think when you take these trades. Does that make sense?
Exactly. Yeah.
So
You want to know what you're looking at. You're not just kind of listening to me and kind of like, just following my lead.
exactly.
Yeah. You want to actually
Exactly. And I do know what you're talking about, like always. It's just sometimes when you like uh because I'm not familiar with the terms that you use fully, if that makes sense, because of these like the indicators and stuff. So I just kind of like I'm a little bit slow to like catch up to like kind of what this is and what this is, or like what this exactly means. Um, but honestly, I think this is all my questions I have. I don't think I have any other questions. Obviously, as I go along, I'll keep letting you know. We'll hop on a Zoom like this, 30 minutes, an hour, or whatever, and then I'll ask you my questions. But for now, that's all I have. I last thing I do want to ask, I remember you can see when somebody buys a big load of contracts or sells a big load of contracts.
Mhm.
How do you see that?
So on NinjaTrader, on the actual NinjaTrader platform, I pay like a little extra to have the level two data. So I have level two data on my NinjaTrader. So I have this thing called time and sales, and then it shows me a list of like all the orders that come in. So basically, whenever someone executes a trade on NinjaTrader, I'll see the I'll see the order come in, and then I have a alert set. So like whenever like more than 50 contracts comes in, it'll uh it'll alert me.
It'll
So
let you know.
yeah, so I have like that little, it's like a bullseye sound. You probably heard it like on the live session. Whenever a big order comes in, I'll see like a block order of like 50 contracts, and then I'll use that as a confluence, right? So again, I'll use that to see if like there's people who are trying to push the market up or push the market down.
Got you.
So
Okay.
it would be on the NinjaTrader platform. So if you were to like download the program and then set up like a personal account on there, or you could even just log in with your Apex account, or if you had an Apex account, you could log in with their login details. Or actually you can log in with I think you can log in with your Tradify account too.
Trader, I think I'm using Trader Bait.
Yeah. So NinjaTrader
Is that
owns
the same thing?
yeah, NinjaTrader owns
Oh,
them.
they do?
Yeah, so that's their subsidiary, their sister company. So
I'm
like
pretty sure I already have an account with them, but I'll figure this part out.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. So basically, what you'll do is you'll have like your own account with them, and then you'll like how you buy the data on how you bought the data on TradingView. You would
yeah.
pay for level two data on NinjaTrader. It's like $15 a month, I think, and then you can have access to like you can basically see all the orders that come in on like on their broker, basically.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, so it's pretty useful. I mean, it's not like necessary, sometimes it's kind of overkill, but I think it helps because
Just for
like
you to, it's more compliments if you're in a trade to like give you confidence to hold or something.
exactly, yeah, like today, like we were in the sell position, and then I heard the bullseye, and I was like, like 50 contracts came in for a sell. I'm like, okay, well, great. I'm gonna hold on to this because it's gonna come down and hit my TP. Because usually, if 50 contracts comes in, there's gonna be people who are gonna bandwagon onto it because other people are seeing the same thing. Like when if if you think about like how many people are out there trading, and then everyone sees that 50 contracts coming, a bunch of people are they're gonna bandwagon onto those sells, and that's why you get those big legs
Yeah.
downside.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Say, bro. Yeah, no, definitely,
That's
man.
all I have for you.
If you have any other questions, bro, just let me know and we'll link up again. It's good to have smaller sessions like this just to cover like little things so that you have like a better understanding moving forward.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can't go over everything. You can't do everything all in one because sometimes like there's some days I gotta keep going into your lives so I can just let questions come up on their own. But so far, man, pretty good. And I know this just requires patience. It just takes like every day, just following the same rules, same things, and eventually like it'll all start working out. So I'm not even
Yeah, exactly. It all
really too
starts to make
worried.
sense. Yeah, you're just building the foundation.
Yeah.
So like, and the thing is, you're trading in a crazy market right now, bro. Like, I haven't seen this type of volatility since like COVID. So like, this was actually a good time to learn because you kind of throw yourself in the fire and you kind of you make mistakes on like without even knowing it, and then you learn from it that way. Like you'll be like, okay, in the future I'm just gonna chill, or in the future I'll have my ATR kind of set up wider.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I
because
think that's where I messed up is the ATR. But
yeah,
usually you want to have a 30 to 40 ATR. Is it during New York for us? We want 40 to 50, right? 40, 50
yeah,
ATR
I'd
usually.
say anywhere below 50 because that's like that. That's how that like for me, I know that's normal market because I've been looking at this YM chart for like every day
For a long time.
for years. Yeah, so I know where it should be at. Like today it was at 80 or like 60 or 70. So I'm like, this isn't normal, right? So like for me, instead of changing my ATR, I just like sat out and I just watched. Cause like
Yeah.
because it moves too fast. Like, like you said, you got in and you didn't adjust your TP stop loss based on the ATR. Like that could be like a split decision, right? Like you could literally like you'd have to think like on your feet and make those adjustments right away. Because if you don't, like you said, you could get stopped out super quickly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've realized that we're in trades, like you have to have everything ready like before the button's ready, everything's ready. So I'm curious to know when I get to the point how you just go in and out of all your accounts so fast. I'm sure there's a specific way you probably like set it up, but I'm not there yet. But I'm curious to how you just like go in and out of everything so fast.
Oh yeah, bro. The copier is nice 'cause, like, once you have the copier set up, it's all automated too. So like you're entering on TradingView, right? So you kind of have like those ticket windows that come up. Like
Yeah, I just enter right here.
and so you see, and then you have to like confirm it, right? For me, I just hit seller buy. So instead of me having to set up that window, I just hit seller buy and it's automatically set up already. So that's how I do it so quickly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I
So,
think I'm gonna get a desktop. I don't really like using MacBook. It's better to have a desktop. I think it's easier for me.
oh yeah,
So
for sure. So you can just have everything set up and just have multiple screens versus having to, do things separately.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool, bro. I
All right.
appreciate you getting on, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. If you have any other questions, let me know.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Thanks again.
All right,
You're
bro.
gonna work out. You work out early.
Yeah, yeah. I just came back from the gym right now. I've been having a bunch of meetings, like, because I was gone. So, like, everyone was kind of trying to set up a meeting, but my schedule's kind of like all over the place. So, I got a couple more meetings today, and then I think my wife wants to do something later in the evening. So, I was gonna try to stop by your thing, but I don't think we'll be able to make it today, unfortunately.
No pressure, bro. Handle business. Just text me,
Yeah,
and I'll hit you up, man.
yeah. No, definitely, bro. I'll talk to you soon.